Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a fantastic summer, great August. I know you're incredibly busy because I see all of the contracts that are coming in and that are settling. We're on fire, and I think sometimes when you're doing this well, best thing you can do is shut up and let people do what they're doing. So I'm going to do my best at doing that, and to go through some things very quickly with you this morning. Number one, I just wanted to share with you that we had talked about a new website for the relocation, and we talked about adding it to the dashboard. Well, we now have, there's a button on the dashboard that says My Relocation, and when you click on that, it's going to bring you into the website that we showed you last training. So it's there now, and it's a button called My Relocation. There's a document in My Relocation called the Mortgage Best Practices. It's part of the training. We've gone over it many times, but I want to just stick with it. It's one area that we've done so much better at this summer. I mean, really, it's been unbelievable what you guys are getting done in a very tough environment. But I noticed that our pendings are falling off just a little bit in terms of capture rate, so I want to stick to what the best practices are and what it is that we're asking from you. So, in here you've obviously got key phone contact numbers, what the pre-approval processes are for some of our clients, what their application processes are, the save the deal and mortgage escalation processes, which we'll talk about, common objections. One thing that's in here that we talked about before is, USAA is closed on the weekend, but if you've got people who have qualified up to their maximum, they can print out a letter for up to their maximum by going right online on Home Circle, and the step-by-step instructions that you would give to your client are right here. So you find yourself in a situation where you need to up the approval letter by 25,000 or 50,000. If they've gotten their maximum, they can go right onto Home Circle and print it out. So that's a great thing. I just want to think about that for 1 second. What's the chances that they have approved for the maximum? And think about what the typical relocation client looks like. They've gone somewhere else other than a real estate company in order to do to get a referral, because they obviously didn't have somebody that they had rapport with in that marketplace. So when they show up to any situation, they're trustful, but they probably have a little bit of, I want to see what you're worth first. Particularly when they call in to do a mortgage, they're getting their pre-approval, and they get transferred down to Dallas because they find out about the program and they think, oh, that's a great program and I'd like a referral for a real estate agent. Well, the chances that they've given the maximum amount that they qualify for, or talked about the maximum amount that they're willing to spend, is not very high. They don't have any rapport with an agent yet, and they're a little bit worried about giving up all that information right up front. But it's really important that they do it. We know that. So the easiest way to accomplish that, when they show up, you just ask them right up front, have you qualified for your maximum? And here's why. If we see a house that we want to make an offer on, we've got to be able to have a letter for that instantaneously. It is a competitive market. I would never want you to lose a house over that situation. And don't worry, because you never have to share that information with me. You can get whatever you want from whatever letter you're comfortable sharing with me, and that's the price ranges that we're going to look in. But just in case we happen to see something or you see something, you're going to want to be able to get access to a letter so we can make a strong offer. Understand that until you share that maximum amount with me, I'll never know it. And also understand that when we go to make an offer on a house, we're only going to show the amount that we need to qualify for that house. We're never going to show the maximum amount to the sellers. So I think it's a really good idea, if you haven't done that yet, really make that phone call. I think that's going to help us with a lot of things, and it's not just the USAA buyers. It's starting to gauge the information that was given over the phone. It may say they were willing to spend up to a certain amount, but that may be that they didn't know our market very well, and they didn't want to give up all that information up front. So I think that's just a good way to start a right conversation, and to do that up front. If you've done it up front, you won't find yourself in a situation where you don't have that approval letter. I talked about the mortgage escalation process and the save the deal process. Most of everything that we're receiving says save the deal on it, and what you guys are doing, again, is great. We've improved. We've done really well. This is about just doing it to the best of our ability. We are receiving a lot of this traffic, there are two different types of things that you might email us for. The first is a mortgage escalation. Mortgage escalation is, hey, they're already with the source lender, but there's a problem. And generally an escalation is somewhere near the settlement date and there's some sort of information or a problem that's happening. I understand. I know that those of you who have called me on the phone or texted with me when we're trying to get one of these done, I fully understand the frustration level of not only the member, but for you as well. You're trying to plan your lives. You need to sell some other real estate. It becomes very difficult when you run into one of these situations, and I know that. The best way to be problem solvers, and that's what we are, is to keep it to the facts and just the facts. The fact that people are frustrated, understand it, but it doesn't help anything to put it all there. What we really need to know is, what is the problem? What is the solution that we need? And what's the best contact number for the client if you have it? The information that we ask for is the file number, the loan number if you have it, and to keep it very, very simple and straightforward. Why is it that we need this? What are the alternatives? And ask for help. That helps me process it, get it over to Cardis that has a process, go to John Carney if we're up against the wall and I need his help. It helps us just move through things faster. If we've got a whole bunch of different things that we're working on at the moment, the quicker we can process these things and get them to the right places, the more that we can help you. The other thing that we've been doing is the Save the Deal, and you guys are doing a great job. I want to make sure that everybody knows that the Save the Deal is not a USAA process. The Save the Deal is an honor the source process. So, for instance, you may have a broker-to-broker file that comes over, and you may have placed them, and they may be talking with a First County loan officer. But now you find out, you know what, they're shopping rates, they're considering using Quicken Loans, and I'm not sure whether or not First County is going to do this. The moment that you know that information, if you can provide it by sending it to relo@c21nd.com, labeling it with a Save the Deal and the client's name, and again, you have a best contact number for them, it just helps us go that much faster. That's what we're really looking for. And that's what I feel our responsibility is as a company. We have partners that are helping us build our business, and they're doing the best they can to help us with that. And we need to be partners that are helping them build their business and doing the best that we can with that. And we can always identify those people that are not going to use the source lender and provide that information and give everybody their best shot at winning the business. If we've done that, we've done our job, and our numbers are going to be awesome, and they'll be awesome with USAA, they'll be awesome for our own company, and that just helps us build more and more business, which is good for all of us. Final situation that can happen is, you know what, we can't save this deal. It's not going to happen. It's not going to go with the source lender, and that happens all the time. It'd be great if you guys can remember, we still want to know that information, and we want to know it as soon as possible. And if you can tell us, hey, we can't save the deal on the Petersons, and here's their file number. Mr. Peterson works for a bank. That bank owns its own mortgage program. He's dead set that he's using it. I asked him if he wanted to use First County. He's not interested in getting a quote. He did not give us permission to contact him. All I ask on those, if you can, be great not only to contact Reloette, but also to copy your branch leader on that. And again, up front, as soon as you know it, certainly within a day of writing the contract, and hopefully before the contract is even written, is the time that we can really make impact on that. So one area that we were looking for a little bit of improvement based on some pending numbers that didn't look at where they needed to be. But phenomenal job, guys. I do know the situation of, we work with a lot of sources. There's bureaucracy in trying to figure out, how to work with multiple lenders and multiple sources and make sure the right files get with the right people. We try to do the best that we can to help you with that. And I find it amazing what everybody gets done given the challenges of the marketplace, all the other things that we need to do in our lives. And I just want to thank you for what you're doing. And I hope I always, when I ask for any kind of improvement, make the statement that that's because I think that we should be the best in the entire country. Any improvement that we're looking for is to make us the best in the country. And that's a pretty cool statement to be able to make, and it's true. You guys are unbelievable. You've been recognized for it for the last 2 years. You're probably going to get recognized for it again. It's going to help continue to make this company a place that people choose when they're coming from out of the area and need to find a great real estate agent. So thank you very much for everything that you're doing. Appreciate it. And I'll drop it off there.